Wait, how far can he go with wavelengths? Like, oh my gosh. That internet is crazy, man. Where is he? Jeffrey. Oh my gosh. I wonder how far he can go out with the Wi-Fi. Gosh dang. Look how far I am. Where else could he be? How far can he go with the wavelength internet rate? That is crazy.
Boy, I tell you what, we got a project today. I am trying to figure out a way to get Wi-Fi so I can get out of that silly shop. It is so doggone hot in there right now. It is crazy. I need to find a shade tree. Wavelength hit us up to ask if I would be interested in trying out their product to see if it would help on my issues. I have got a real problem, so I wanted to be able to do some work out here, and that's one thing. And my porch, whenever I need to do some actual work, I can sit there on my deck, do what I need to do. And then that's another nice thing about this is I'll have Wi-Fi, and the speeds are out of this world. It's crazy how fast this thing. You're going to see in this test where I went through here and I was out 600-700 feet away. Now it started getting a little slower, but I still was streaming straight off YouTube. So I mean, that is pretty doggone impressive. But now that's pushing it to the extreme, the very max. If you're down within reason at 100 feet, 200 feet, I'm not seeing any drop whatsoever. It's exactly the same speed that we're paying for inside the shop. So I mean, that, I don't know how you can beat it. That is incredible. We're off to Lowe's, going to grab us some parts to put this wavelength up on the wall. I finally figured out where I want to mount it, so I'm pretty stoked about that. Boy, I tell you what, so many benefits of this. I'm getting super excited. One of the things that I'm really excited about all this is that we're going to be able to get have our security cameras on the east side of the building, which has always been an issue because we couldn't get Wi-Fi out there. So I was laying there last night thinking, well, we can get that done. We're gonna have our sprinkler clock going. Plus we're gonna have Wi-Fi out there to where I can actually work on these pretty days like this morning where it's 75 degrees. It's perfect to work outside. So this is what I'm super stoked about having this set up, because in those old metal buildings, the thing about metal buildings is you just cannot get signal outside. This is going to really open up a lot of great things for us on our next project. It's an AX3000 Wi-Fi 6 outdoor access point. One thing you want to make sure you do right here, the 2.4 gigahertz and the 5.5G. So you make sure you put the right ones on where they go. They're actually labeled, each one of these. So there's that one. Okay, so what wavelength gives you is this little 3/4 inch deal that you put your cable through, and then when you put it inside your box, it keeps it waterproof. So you stick your wire through there in the bottom, and then it keeps it waterproof inside. But the only thing that I wasn't real crazy about is it leaves your wire exposed to the elements, and so I didn't want to do that. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to put a 3/4 inch to 1/2 inch adapter, this right here, just a metal adapter, and I'm going to put it in there. Then I'm going to encase mine in a metal box, so whenever I get mine set up, it'll be waterproof. I don't have to worry about it. It'll all be in there, and I just didn't want the cable to be exposed to elements. That's all I'm doing right here, because I just didn't want to have that get into the shop and leak. So we're going to set ours in, wire it in hard. So that's what we're going to work on right now. So we're going to use one of these bits right here. These are step bits, and they work really well for going through metal. So all right, well, let's get on top of this and let's do it. Let's do it before it gets hot. Okay, here's what we've decided we're going to do with this. Is we're going to hang it up on the next bay door, but we're going to make it match this light on the height right there. And so now we're going to run it over to this light, and we're going to make it at 22 inches so the wavelength of everything will match the same height. So all right, let's get to it. Tell you what, guys, I'd appreciate it if you guys would do a like and subscribe. That helps me out immensely. Whew. Nothing like metal shavings. That's nice and warm. Let's see if that'll slide through. Nope, a little bigger. All right, one more step. All right, that'll work. Okay, now we just gotta get through the insulation. That was fairly simple and painless. All right, so we got that in, got this stabilized. I tell you what, now you don't have to go this route. You could use their cable. The only reason I went to this much trouble, and it was not much trouble, I mean literally is about $10 extra in parts, but it gets our cable to where the cable's completely out of the weather. I don't have to worry about it anymore. That was the only part that I just couldn't quite figure out. You could do a sleeve or something along those lines, but this way I don't have to worry about it. It's all encased. Everything's good to go. We're gonna have some internet. All right, so what we have to do now is we're actually gonna run this Cat 5 100-foot cable. So we gotta bring it from up here all the way around to that box over there. So that's how far we gotta run our internet. So let's get to doing it. Okay, now you can see where I've got the cable ran through the wall. Got the cable, I've got it locked down. Now all we gotta do is fish this across the top of the garage and over to its home. All right, let's do it. Okay, you can see that I've got the wavelength actually hooked up. Everything's ready to go. I'll tell you the big thing about all this is how simple the whole process was. Now I had to do quite a bit of work to get this over to where the internet was. I mean, it's not anybody, it's just because of where my internet's placed. So I had to do a lot of work, but as far as setting the unit up and doing it, this thing is so simple. That is what's been so enjoyable about this. It is just, and powerful. That's the thing that just amazes me, how powerful and how well this thing works. The thing about the wavelength that's great for me is I've got to have two wireless gate openers. Now I can put those on Wi-Fi so I can get to them. All my security cameras can have Wi-Fi on this side of the shop. Before I couldn't do it, I just didn't have enough Wi-Fi, so I was very selective of where I could put them. So now I can get those all remoted so we can have them on our phones. The controllers are going to be on Wi-Fi now. It just opens up everything. And those are the two big things that's going to help me immensely. The other, not to mention, just being able to work outside on these pretty days. So now I can sit out in the field, do whatever. If I need to do something, make a phone call or pull up my laptop, I don't have to do my hotspot. I can just open up my computer, bam, I'm on it. I can do it, answer questions, all that. It is going to be just a game changer. So we're going to do a test at every 100 feet. Let's see how she does. All right, here we go. Let's set this up. Let's just see what she does. Okay, we're at 100 feet exactly from the shop. Let's do a test. We've already got connected to it. We're at 440 megabytes per second at 100 feet from the shop. Speed test. We're at 200 feet, 300 megabytes per second, 46 download at 200 feet, 323 download and 52 upload. For the most part, this has not dropped at all. At 400 feet, is a 332.6 download and 52 upload. If you look at this, there's a shop way back there. Okay, well, you're not going to believe this, but I am at, let me show you, just so everybody knows, I am at the corner of the property. Now this is the corner of my neighbor's property. Now, we're way over there. We're already onto someone else's property. We're at 600 feet away from my shop at an angle through trees. Let's see if we can stream.
Jeffrey, oh my gosh, I wonder how far you can go out with the Wi-Fi. Gosh dang.
I'm gonna show you where we're at, and so you can kind of see, this is impressive. All right, there you go. There's our shop way back through those trees. Well guys, I sure appreciate your time. Don't forget to like, subscribe. This sure was fun. See y'all next week.